This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Drake is acting unbothered about the Kendrick Lamar random drop of GNX, right? Now, this is just a warm-up album because I could tell he's gonna have like a big album around Super Bowl time. It makes more sense now. It's funny though. A few months ago, Kendrick Lamar dropped a track and nobody cared. It came and went. I want to see if this comes and goes. Well, you know what it is? I think Kendrick's learned a little thing here. He's mentioned a lot of things that'll get blogs posting here, right? So that's going to be his new shtick for the next year or two, like where he has to mention certain things to get in the blogs. Like, you know, he said the thing about Lil Wayne. He commented on that. He commented on white comedians joking about black women. Stuff like that will get posted and it'll gain a reaction from people. Lil Wayne already responded, right? We'll get to that in a second. But that's what's going to keep the album around a little longer. But honestly, it'll most likely be forgotten in a week or two. You know, like a lot of music is nowadays, you know. It takes a lot to be remembered in music now. Those little baby songs that dropped 2 weeks ago, nobody cares about that stuff anymore. I don't see anybody posting about that. So Andrew Schultz reacted and he says, I think Kendrick's a little too woke. Is he too woke to understand a joke? You know, exactly. Kendrick Lamar is the type of person that'll call you out and do the same thing himself. I like Kendrick Lamar. I think he's a great artist. You know, we can have all the Kendrick Lamar, you know, lovers in the comments. You're a hater, you know, because if you say one bad thing about their artist, same with Meek Mill, you know, people can be criticized, you know. And I'm doing it in a way where, listen, the album's good. I'm not saying it's trash. It's not. It's definitely not trash. It's just that I think it's going to be forgotten. Like, and it's unfortunate, man, because a lot of good music does go it gets forgotten now because there's so much just going on, man. You know, so he's learned a little trick here, and it works. Everyone follows it. It's just like it's a shame that Kendrick has to play these games now. You know. So Gary Owens says, he says, so Kendrick says, don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. And then Gary Owens says, that's law. I'm a criminal. Okay. Now, Lil Wayne reacts to the bars about him he says he listened to the Carter 3. I guess I worked so hard I let Lil Wayne down. And then he talks about like he can't really trust anybody anymore, whatever. Lil Wayne never mentioned Kendrick. He just mentioned that the opportunity wasn't given to him. And that's because Jay-Z was talking to him like he was going to get it. Because it made sense. Things that make sense to do it in, Jay-Z being the director of the Super Bowl allows him to make decisions like that, right? That's why Dre was in LA, right? Like he's able to do that now, right? So if it makes sense, it makes sense. So Lil Wayne says, what did I do? Because all he mentioned was the opportunity. He never mentioned anything about Kendrick, He said, I just be chilling. They still come from my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction. Not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me. Now, Wayne's catalog is better than most. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, and I don't think he would win a battle with Kendrick Lamar right now. I don't think he has enough support. You saw how people turned on him. Kendrick Lamar's fans are loud, and you saw how everyone turned on Wayne when he just complained about not getting the opportunity. They called him a crybaby. They labeled him a horrible performer. It's just Kendrick has a different kind of fan base. It's like a cult. That's all I could say. It's kind of like the Taylor Swift fan base, or the Beyonce fan base, or the Nicki Minaj fan base. It's a cult like. They will not accept any criticism of their artist. That is their new religion. Private investigators visit influencer about Diddy. I don't believe this because who would they go to first? Probably an academics or somebody like that, right? They're not going to influencers that are just posting on Instagram. I think that was staged, to be honest, but that's just me. Here's people reacting to the Kendrick Lamar. He thought he was him. Drake fans, Drake won. Now Kendrick Lamar can't trap Heart Part 6. Kendrick Lamar and GNX. Heart Part 6. Anyways, doesn't matter. It is what it is. I mean, if I was Kendrick, I would have done the same thing. You're not going to stop me from dropping Heart Part 6. Right? Just like Young Thug wasn't going to stop Lil Wayne from dropping Carter 6. You know, from saying Barter 6 to Carter. It wasn't going to stop that. Now, Young Thug, a lot of people were like, he's set up to fail, and he's going to go back to jail. Duh. That's how they do it, okay? When they give you these plea deals with huge numbers, like 10 years on probation, all you got to do is mess up. They'll always have the option to put you back in jail. It's not fair. I'm not saying it is. But that's what, like, the goal is to be good for a certain amount of years so you don't get put back in jail. But already, Young Thug is making the moves to go back to jail. He, like, already criticizing Gunna and stuff was dumb. They're like, yes, we got him, guys. He's going back to jail. It's like, and that's what it is. You know, you gotta learn to. He has to learn to just be reserved and find better ways to communicate how he feels, because it ain't gonna work in this situation. It's a dangerous situation. Scrappy says he's not upset about Bam, his ex-wife, moving on and getting married. Of course not. I guess that would take a lot of stress off of him. But also, he is bothered. Let's just be honest. He is. Okay. It sounds good to say you're not bothered. Antonio Brown details past issues with Tom Brady. This is on Carisha Police. She still will revolt. It says Antonio Brown details past issues with Tom Brady. Okay. Claims Brady tried to dictate his salary with the Bucks. Yeah, he felt I mean, I don't know. Antonio Brown knew he was kind of like not accepted in football anymore. And he wasn't really accepted in football anymore. And Tom Brady invited him back in. That's all that happened, you know. I don't think Antonio Brown should have been so upset, but he likes to make a big thing of nothing. Mariah Lynn speaks out after a video of her singing Nicki Minaj with Baddies hit the net. Yeah, she apologized to Nicki Minaj for all the disses she did in the past. She said she was always a barb and all this other stuff. Whatever, man. You see, these girls be fake, man. Then we got Hitmaker, a.k.a. Young Berg, was extremely inspired. He's a huge Kendrick fan. He says, this is the first album I've played top to bottom all 2024, and I'm so happy I did. It's a classic. The hard parts. He really wants to produce for Kendrick, huh? The hard part 6 inspired me unbelievably. Best song since Kanye Big Brother. Just come on, young Berg, stop. All right. Boss Man D-Lo. Well, he changed his flow up, and I'm gonna tell you, he changed his flow up, and Little Baby needs to take notes. Let's just say, because Little Baby needs to change his flow. it's tired. I'm gonna be honest. It's not working. It's consistent, but people are done with, especially after you had that last flop. You can't continue with the same thing. You got to like reinvent yourself, and I don't think he has. The Baby drops back to dropping creative video. Shouts to the Baby. Old Block affiliate. We already talked about this. Old Block affiliate Huncho sentenced to 20 years for shooting an officer during a robbery while on electronic monitoring for another robbery. It's crazy. And then lastly, we got James Harden reveals before Kobe Bryant passed away, Kobe advised him to join an investment group, which led to James Harden to invest $500K in body armor early before the company was sold to Coca-Cola for $5.6 billion. And I think Kobe invested $8 million and turned that into $450 million. That's pretty crazy. So this was on Earn Your Leisure if you want to watch that podcast. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.
Jordan Tower.
New.